Okay, sweet. We'll get started. Kayla, never mind. Thank you. I appreciate you. Sorry about that. Okay, guys, we are recording and we're going to get started. First of all, I want to thank you guys for hopping on today, this awesome Tuesday payday, and just taking time out of your week to get your week started on the right foot. I am so excited, and I know you guys are too. This is one of our highest Zooms that we've had with this many people on, and I know why you all are here. The same reason I'm here, because we have the awesome Billy Holderbee with us today, and I am so excited because I don't know, Billy, I don't even know your backstory, your backstory. I don't really know a lot about that. So I'm excited to hear about that and just get some crazy good tips from you. Most of the leaders that are on here are, people that have been, super strong 12Ks, or they're people that have been, in that leadership role for a little bit now. They've got a team under them. And so I'm just so excited for you to share all your huge wisdom and tips that you have. I follow you like a hawk. You're so amazing. And I cannot wait to hear from you today. So first of all, I want to thank you for taking time out of your day away from your team to just pour into all of us. It's so awesome of you to do that. And I know that I speak on everyone's behalf when I say we appreciate you so much. You may have to unmute yourself, Billy. I'm not sure.
I think I got it. Can you hear me?
You got it. Yay. I
Awesome.
am so stoked. Thank you so much for saying yes to doing this and taking the next, 45 minutes out of your life with us. I appreciate you so much. So will you share with everybody, how did this network marketing journey start for you? What were you doing before you did this?
Yeah, perfect. Well, first of all, I love following you too. And I'm in a weird situation. I'm sitting in my car in my garage. We're actually listing our house for sale, and the person that doing the photos, 11 o'clock today was the only time slot they had in the next 2 weeks. So I'm like, all right. So she's in there taking pictures of my house right now. So that's why I'm sitting in my car in my garage. But I would love to share, and obviously you guys are just killing it. There's a lot of people on this Zoom, and like Lisa said, thank you for taking the time. One last thing I will tell you, I've never dealt with allergies in my life, ever. And I mowed about 3 or 4 days ago, and it was about 30-mile-an-hour winds, and for the last 2 days I can't hardly talk, and just sinus congestion. And so if my voice sounds a little raspy, that's why I was thinking I could maybe try to record an album right now, because people like that raspy voice. So only problem with that is I can't sing, but I thought I'd give it a shot. But let me share a little bit about my background, and then I'll hopefully can throw y'all some awesome nuggets today. I'm 4.5 years into this product and this company, and just still every single day just so stoked to get up and take those capsules. And that first of all, in my opinion, why this company is thebomb.com is because of the fact of 4.5 years later, that you're excited to wake up in the morning, whether you're not feeling well or drowsy or hurting or just didn't sleep well. Maybe you had that happen to you, but when you take those capsules 15-20 minutes later, you're going to be ready to kick butt. And I actually had this conversation with one of my top leaders yesterday. We were discussing some people leaving, and we won't really get into that today. And he was like, that's just so dumb. There's no reason to even consider that, because I promise those companies' products ain't even remotely close. And it just boils down to, like I said, I don't want to turn this into people leaving, and I don't even know why that was brought up other than me talking to him. But the only reason people would leave to be chase money. That's, in my opinion, the only reason. And the bad thing about that is they're not going to get the product, and they're not going to get the pay at the other companies either. And the reason I do bring that up is because we've had some people leave 3 or 4 months ago, but one by one each week, we've already had about 20 of them come back in the last month. And it's crazy to see. This is one thing I will tell you, Lisa, that it's crazy to see their pictures of they left 4 or 5 months ago, and they would be coming back and just apologizing for leaving. I'm like, hey, don't apologize. We all make mistakes. And the thing about it is they're sending me. this almost makes me want to cry bad, because some of these people, I knew their journeys and their stories were freaking epic. One of our ladies lost 130 pounds, left 130 pounds. She's a nurse. And I mean, her before and afters are off the chart. She come back 2 weeks ago. She actually tried 2 different companies in about a 5-month period. And she sent me, man, I see people saying they're glad I brought this up. I have no clue why I'm even talking about this. Maybe it was meant to be. It's so weird. It was just fresh on my mind from yesterday's conversation, and the excitement of taking our products. But her name's Starlet, and she sent me her picture of her and her husband being gone for 5 months. She's gained 45 pounds back, and her husband's gained 30. She messaging me crying, and she's like, I can't believe I did that. She actually followed somebody. And that really hurts me that she did it. But hey, I mean, I obviously welcomed her back with open arms because I loved her and I loved all the other ones that left too. But people make decisions in their life. Here, I got tears in my eyes talking about this. So silly, but people make decisions that are just wrong decisions, and it ain't nothing you can do about it. And people a lot of times thinks the grass greener on the other side, and I still boil it down to chasing money. And the bad thing is, golly, I'm crying like a baby over here. What the heck's going on? But the bad thing is they get over there and they realize it sucks. The atmosphere is not the same. They may have some excitement in the first month or two, but after that, it's gone because A, the products aren't going to work, and B, the pay plans suck. They're not near as good as this, but it's a bad deal. And so I don't know if y'all have had problems with it, but I would just say if you have, it's not you. People make silly decisions every day. Heck, I've made tons of silly decisions, and leaving Lavelle is not going to be one of them. I'll promise you that. But because I'm watching it firsthand, and anyways, I'm going to try to get off that. They think the grass is green over there, the other side's money. Because if you're stuck in Lavelle, let's just turn it into this. If you're stuck in Lavelle, it's not Lavelle. Lavelle's growing. People are growing. Go follow some of these teams that are actually kicking butt. At least it could be your team. You guys could be killing it, but there are some teams that aren't killing it and struggling. And I'm like, don't think that it's this. Don't think that it's the company. It's not the company. It's you that are stuck. And the only way to get unstuck is to start taking massive action. That is the only way. It's not your team. It's not what can I get my team to do. How can I get my team to work harder? How can I get my team to show up on lives? How can I get my team to get to locals? Don't worry about what your team's doing right now. If you're stuck, it's your turn to go all out massive action and connect with somebody that is kicking butt. Because I promise you, Lisa, I don't know all your team, but I see this freaking thing is loaded with people on here, and I guarantee you there's some people here killing it. And I would say get in their back pockets and find out, build off their excitement, share their excitement. It's just you that's stuck, and don't blame it on anything else other than you getting quit being lazy and decide, I'm tired of watching this. I'm tired of seeing these people, and I'm going to get after it. So now, after wherever that rampage come from, I have no freaking clue.
No, I'm so glad you actually brought it up, because it is true. And you do get emotional about it because we invest in people and you get so close to people and you just want the best for them, and you see them making a huge mistake. And I always say the sad thing to me is it's always one of these, somebody that was a 200K. And people don't realize they're not holding that rank anymore. And so they're sitting back. That 200K got complacent. They went into management mode. They weren't working their business like they should. And what happens is they go, what's my choices? To stay here and have to work hard and find brand new people? Or do I leave and take all of these innocent people who are going to think something's wrong and follow me so I don't have to rebuild? I'm just going to take people. I don't have to do anything. They're just going to come follow me and I'm going to go make a bunch of money. And it sucks because you see the writing on the wall. You can see that the people leaving are just, all they are is pawns and making that person money. They're never going to get there it's just sad. I could go on about this topic all day because it enrages me to watch people fall victim thinking something's wrong with the company or something's wrong with growth. And that's just not the case. We're popping millionaires over here, every month. We're launching a new product again, once again, that no one else is doing like we're going to do it. And it's like, you have to look in the mirror. And I think that's the hardest thing for people to do. And I'm sorry, guys, but when people leave, y'all, they're leaving because their paycheck is not where it used to be. They probably started literally, once you get to a level and you're making money and you start spending money, and all of a sudden you're not making enough money to pay your bills. And you're also too lazy that you're not working your business like you used to. So it's like, I'm going to leave, go someplace else, and take the easy way out and take a bunch of people that are going to follow me thinking, this is the better way, when it's not. So I'm so glad you mentioned it, because I just think that people need to wake up and look in the mirror and work it. Stop being lazy, like you said. I love it.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you touching on it. You're 100% correct. But so let's get back to the beginning question of why I even started this. And this is one reason why I won't leave. Only if Lavelle shuts down would I ever leave, unless unless they shut down. That'd be the only thing, unless the products quit working. And I don't see that happening. They'd have to completely change it. So that's not going to happen. But when I started this is why I would never leave. It completely changed my life, just like Starlet did. I watched her lose 130, 140 pounds. That was the same with me. I was a broke down dad that couldn't enjoy my kids. I couldn't go play with my kids. I couldn't go to the park and walk around. I couldn't go to the zoo with my kids. I would just sit on the couch, and I'm going to be honest with you, just be fat and lazy. That's the only thing I was doing, because I hurt so bad. I couldn't sleep at night. I had no energy. I had sports injuries, blew out my knee twice, that just hindered me for 12 years. And so you ask about other companies and network marketing. In a 12-year period, Lisa, I tried 9 different other vitamin and supplement companies. Now, only 2 of them did I ever tell anybody else I was doing it. The other 7, I was just doing it for me. I owned my own company. I owned a fire alarm company. So I protected families from home fire. And I'm still passionate about that, of how to get families out, how to save your family's life in case you have a home fire. That's what I did for 12 years. But during that 12 years, after getting hurt at the age of 28, playing in a semi-pro football league, for those 12 years, I owned that business, had several people working for me, very busy, but I was miserable. We were doing okay. I wouldn't get rich by no means, but I still made 6 figures a year, which, for a poor white boy grew up with barely an education, that was awesome for me. But then all of a sudden, Lavelle comes into my life. These other companies, the 2 that I did actually promote, one I only promoted for about a week and a half, and I hated their product, so I quit promoting it. The other one, I really did like it. It was a good product that I did probably, it's been 8 or 9 years ago. It helped me with my knees. It actually helped me not hurt as bad, but that's the only thing it did. It didn't help far as sleeping or losing weight. It just helped with my joints. And I promoted that for a whopping, boy, I really went hard, man. And I'm one of them guys that said network marketing didn't work, because I worked it really hard for about a month and a half. And man, I didn't get rich, so I quit. It's kind of a deal. So basically my network marketing experience really was not there. But far as the product, when it got me off the couch on day 10 to 12 and made me stop hurting and started sleeping all night, that's when my life completely changed. I'll never forget this, Lisa. On day 14, my wife told me I was like a kid in a candy store, because I was getting up at 6 in the morning without an alarm clock, taking my capsules, 20 minutes later, drinking my shake, putting on the DFT, and I was leaving. I was out of the house. I was mowing my own yard. I was playing basketball with my kids, shooting hoops, riding 4-wheelers. Man, for a couple month period, my life was like, I felt like I was in my 20s, and I was like, this is the greatest thing ever. So that is why I will never leave Lavelle, because I know what it will do for people. But that was my experience. So no network marketing experience other than a whopping month and a half of trying to promote something. didn't get rich, so I quit. So when I joined Lavelle, I didn't have a network. I didn't have people. I built it off of excitement of what it was doing for me. So that was pretty much my journey of getting started and rocking the business. So I'll let you ask me any questions or we'll go from there.
So your journey coming in, like, did you get your VIP bonuses? Did you go 4K? Like how did that go as far as getting you to 200K time frame wise?
So I was a customer for the first month, and this is one thing I'll tell all of you out there. One of my biggest pet peeves, and it just could be me, so if it's not you, don't worry about it, but when I get asked to do a three-way call or a three-way chat or something like that, the number one thing that's my biggest pet peeve is when somebody says, I need a promoter. This person's really going to be a good promoter. Try to get them to be a promoter. Man, I can't. Honestly, that's my biggest pet peeve because you don't know if they're going to be a really good promoter. Heck, you don't even know if they're going to like this product yet. We know that's probably going to happen, but are they going to take it correctly? Are they going to follow the 3 steps on a daily basis? But my thing is, share the story, ask them what they need. It's more important to find out. I used to do this, Lisa. I used to think that people really wanted to hear my story, and I would spend 15 minutes on a three-way call telling them my story, and I come to find out they really could care less about me a whole lot. And once I learned and transitioned over to, yes, I got to tell them that I've lost 80 pounds. I've got to tell them that I don't hurt and I'm sleeping and having energy. But more importantly, I got to find out what they need. Why do they need energy? Why do they need to lose weight? Why do they need to sleep at night? How would their life be better if you could sleep at night? And I let them do most of the talking now. And that's really phenomenal. But here's why I say I don't want people to try to get on a three-way call and tell me they need a promoter. We all need promoters because that's really what builds a business. But you also got to have somebody passionate about what they're doing and want to do it, or they're going to be like the old Billy in that other company that didn't get rich in a week or two and quit. So I want somebody to be in love with this and love what they're doing. It could be a financial side. You could get somebody that financially wants to do that, of course, but the odds aren't really that high, but they do need to feel better. So I was a customer for a first month. And here's what got me to be a promoter. The funny thing about this is, sorry, I got to take a drink. So 28 days of being a customer, I made a post on Facebook, and this is all it said. Not promoting. I was a customer. I just said, I've been taking a product for 28 days that has completely changed my life. I'm having energy. I'm sleeping all night. I'm not hurting, and I freaking have lost 28 pounds. Now, that is considered rapid weight loss, and I didn't know that when I made the post, of course, but anyways, that's all the post said, and my comments just blew up. I had 68 comments within an hour. What is it? How much does it cost? Tell me about it. You know, what are you taking? And it was just going crazy, and I was actually at a birthday party, not even responded to them. I was just like, holy cow, look at this. And I messaged Mitzi Driver, who put me in, and I said, hey, go look at my Facebook page. And she was like, Billy, you've got to become a promoter. And at that point, I actually told her no. I was like, I do not have time for this. I was like, you just go tell them that you got it in. You sign them up. You can have them. And she said, Billy, it's free. Just it's free. And just go tell them what you're doing. Just that's it. So I clicked the promoter button. Here's a crazy thing about me that people do different things. When I go all in, I go all in. And after I clicked that promoter button, I actually ordered, my very first order was about $1,200. And I placed the order that night. I started messaging these people what I was doing. So I went VIP. I went VIP 1,600 in 2 days. I actually earned my auto bonus in 7 days. And here's the cool thing. I had no freaking clue what I was doing other than this is why I love customers converting passionately about what they do, because I seen what happened. You know, you go 12K in 7 days off of excitement of just telling people, you got to do this. You got to trust me. And here's one of my tips that maybe you've heard me say, maybe you've not. The one thing that did change my life when Mitzi Driver sold me a 3-day trial pack for $20, when she handed it to me, this is what she said to me, Lisa. She said, don't base completely changing your life off of that 3 days. You need to go home and order. So in the car ride home, from paying $20 for my sample, I looked at my wife and said, she's right. How is a product in 3 days going to change my life? So I said, go ahead and place an order. I'll try it for a month. What the heck? I've tried all of these things. Let's give it a shot. And I trusted Mitzi. So I tell people all the time the exact same thing. And this is a millionaire tip to you guys. A trial pack, if you do them, you got to tell people that same thing. Don't base completely changing your life off of that sample. You need to order. So when I clicked that promoter button and I ordered that $1,200 worth of product, and I was getting it in and telling all those people that they needed to order. They just need to order. They just need to order. Well, there were people that wanted to sample it, wanted to try it. I was so new, I really didn't know. I was like, okay, hold on. So basically in my first week, this is one reason why I went 12K in 7 days. In my first week, I personally ordered $5,000 worth of product. But I was selling 3-day samples for $30, 6 days for $40. So I got all my money back. I didn't lose any of that money. It did help me get to 12K in 7 days. And I wasn't initially doing that. I had no clue about 12K. I was just knowing what was happening. And I was handing these people these 3-day trial packs. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Hold on. I was getting the $20 from them, or 40. And I was telling them the exact same thing of, don't base changing your life on this 3 days. You got to order. And guys, sales were just coming in like they were listening, just like I did. They were seeing my results. I was starting to do live videos, and I was horrible at them. You should have seen when my time hop pops up in here in my live videos. They sucked, man. They were so bad, but I'm so glad I was doing them because people were just messaging me, how can I get them? How can I get this? How can I get this? So, and all of a sudden I started bringing in promoters off of my excitement. And so basically our first month we did almost 76,000. Our very first month we did 75.8, and we had zero clue what we were doing. So that was kind of our journey. It did take us a few more months. It took us, we stayed the same for a couple months, hitting around 95,000. And then we just hit another spark, and we went 200K in 6 months. So everybody's journey is different. And if you haven't went 200K or you're not there yet, we can cover that in a minute because I can share some things to do. But Lisa, so that was my journey. It's a little bit different than most people's, but it was built on nothing but passion, knowing where I was at and what I was going to do for people. I had 100% confidence that if they ordered this, it was going to change their life. And I was just delivering that confidence to them because they could see it. And I was excited about it.
They always say success leaves clues. And it's so funny because I do these calls every Tuesday. And so far this year, we've had like so many awesome 200Ks that have agreed to come on and share. And it's so funny how they always say the same thing. And they were excited. They didn't know what they were doing. They sounded silly or stupid. They were just so excited. And that excitement and that energy sells. And it really does. Like, I think that people need to take a clue from that. Like, if you've been sitting at 40K for the last year and you're not moving, or, if you are having trouble going to that next level, is your excitement level the same as it was when you came in? I mean, and I get it. It's hard. I know that today I'm not as excited as my first week. It's a different kind of excitement now, but you've got to kind of find that thing that keeps you just as excited as you were then. You really do, because once you start getting all technical and that kind of fire goes out in your eyes and in your belly, I feel like that's where things start to kind of go downhill and you stop signing people like you were. And that's what I was going to ask you next is, 4.5 years, I know it hasn't been all sunshine and rainbows. So, I'm sure like we just talked about it, you lose people that you care about. And, sometimes you're wondering, why is my team staying where I'm at? Sometimes you yourself will get in a funk. Like, what do you do to keep going and keep yourself motivated?
Man, that's such a good question. And I'm glad you asked me this because heck yeah, I've dealt with this and it sucks. So maybe I can help somebody. I actually stayed in a funk myself for a year. This is to be brutally honest. And here's what it was from. And if I can encourage you with this, I so hope this happens. But I had somebody on my team that was very close to me, somebody that I worked with this couple countless hours, countless calls. She was one of my top leaders that I actually did a promo. This is so silly. This isn't just people. Jason said it on the call the other night, Lavelle Live. People just, if your team's divided, it's trouble. It is 100% trouble. And this is a workplace. You don't always have to work with people, but I would say do your best because not everybody's going to like everybody. 100% that's going to happen in all parts of life. But this still is a business. You got to show respect, and you got to be on friendly terms. You can't let your team see segregation. That's what I think is the biggest killers because I've dealt with it is segregation. Once a team segregates, it's almost impossible to recoup from, in my opinion. Just in my opinion. Maybe you guys have had better success with that. But I try to tell people from now, here's what happened. This couple was so close to us. I ran a promo. Get this. This is how silly this was. It was a $5,000 promo that I was going to give away in a month. Myself was going to give away $5,000. I was doing a VIP. Anybody, this is what I did, and it wound up working geniusly. So I'll just share it with you if you guys are ever running for a promo. This is what also got me to 200K. I did this twice. What I did was I offered up a promo that anybody hits VIP 800 or 1600, I personally gave them $100. So if they hit 800 in orders, I gave them $100. If they hit 1600, I gave them $200. But I also turned around and gave the promoter that brought them in $100 or $200. So the very first month I ran this promo to go 200K, I personally spent $12,000 out of my pocket doing this. And I'm not saying you have to do that. This just what I chose to do to get to where we need to go and keep, because I know VIP 1600 is the lifeblood of this business. So my whole theory was this to my wife. I said, this is going to cost us money. But if I can get my team to know this is what's most important, then that's what will happen. And the month that I ran this, the month before, we had 6 VIP 1600s. The very first month that I ran it, we popped 68 VIP 1600s. So 68 in 1 month because of that promo that I did give up. I gave up $12,000, but I would do it all over again in a heartbeat. Not saying you have to do it. That's what I chose to do. So later down the road, a year or two later, I run this same promo. I'm like, you know what? I need to fire these VIPs back up. Why do you think right now, what's Lavelle doing? It's the coolest thing in the world because I've already did this promo twice, but they're doubling it because they know that's the lifeblood of this business. And they're like, let's reward these people. Let's get them excited. And that's what I did also. All right, sorry, one more second. Oh, that water just like helps me tremendously. I sound totally different. But I ran it the second time. And here's what happened with my teammate. I said, we're doing it again, VIPs. This couple thought that we should open it for everybody. You know, like let's even give people a VIP that if you've been here, let's redo it. Well, it was my money they were talking about. It wasn't theirs. But I said, that's not the lifeblood of the business. I don't think, because here's what I do know, that if Lavelle runs a VIP reset for us promoters, I pretty much know that 80% of them are going to pay for the product to get them in. Your new people won't do that. But your past promoters will do that. They'll just be like, well, I'm going to get all the money back, so I'll buy your promoter pack. I'll buy your customer pack. That's not growing your business. Just buying people's products is not going to grow your company. It's not duplicatable. They can't do it for their people. And you're setting them up for failure because they're like, well, you brought me in for free. I can't bring that person in for free. I'm never going to be able to get anybody. They get that mentality. I can't give this stuff away. I can't do that. So you're setting them up for failure. So I didn't want to do it for that. I'm like, no, VIPs is the most important thing. It's going to go for that. This couple got mad. I'm offering up $5,000. I put a cap at it, $5,000. They got mad because I didn't open it up, and they segregated. They started taking their people out of my team page. They started telling their people to not get on my team calls. Don't listen to him. And it just destroyed our team. They're the people that left, just being honest. They're the ones that wind up leaving. They went from a 200K, get this, they went from a 200K to 12K in about 4 months because they segregated. And that's why I'm so passionate about it, because I seen the segregation. I seen the house divide. And when divide happens, it's trouble. So that's just one tip that I have is don't divide. Don't desegregate. I don't care if you're not getting along. Don't let your team show it. Love people where they're at and just say, I might not agree with it, but I'm not going to tell my team that. I'm going to run with this and freaking have fun. Heck, somebody on my team's going to love it. I don't have to love it. So that's one of my biggest tips, because you're going to go through problems. It's going to happen. But how you handle the problems is what makes you or break you. And it broke me for a year because those people killed me for a year because I was so close to them and I loved them so much. And I'm like, how could they hurt me? How could I do that? Why would they do that to our teams? You know, they're idiots. That's what I was thinking. And I watched it self-destruct. And now I've learned from that. So here's what I would tell you. If you're having that happen, don't go in a funk. That's when I actually asked this in my Bible study. I have a men's group. I go to Bible study. We talk about some of our problems every once in a while. And they asked me, Karen, I'm glad you needed this. That's awesome. They asked me, Billy, after what you went through, if you could go back and do it all over, what would you change? And I'm going to be real with you guys right here. For a year, I wasn't the leader I was supposed to be. I quit showing up as much because I'm like, if I do that live, are they going to be mad at me? If I do that call, is somebody going to be mad at me? If I say that, are they going to be mad at me? They destroyed me. And it's freaking sad because I had all the passion in the world and I let somebody else control me. And what I said, as I said, if I could do it all over again, here's why I'm telling you not to do this. You have team members that don't know there's problems. You have team members that don't know that other team's causing drama, because we have several different teams. But I have 4 mega teams. I hurt 3 other teams because one team hurt me. They hurt me, so I hurt 3 other teams. So I take full credit for it, because I should have said, hey, I love you guys. Go do your thing if that's what you want to do. But I got other people over here in this team page that need me, that need us, and I should have kept rocking. But I laid low for a year out of scarcity of who was I going to make mad now. I don't want to do that. And guys, so I don't care what kind of leader you are. You go through crap. But the best thing I would tell you is let the crap go, and you just still be you. And knowing that everybody ain't going to love you, just be you and have fun with it. The ones that want to do it, do it. The ones that don't, they can leave. But you know that you're bringing it every single day. So I got off on another tangent, Lisa. So go ahead, ask me another question. I'm sorry.
You can go off on a tangent anytime you want. Like, that was so good. And I think I talk about that more than anything else. You know, not everybody's going to like everybody, but you got to, I watched it happen you are so right, Billy. I've been doing this for 8.5 years now. And every single time someone segregates their team for whatever reason, they either stop growing or they go backwards. Period. Every time. When you're not opening people up to, you know, I don't care. I always tell people, I don't care if you're not motivated by me. Just find someone. I'm not going to take it personally. I just want you to grow, because that means more people are growing. And I think it just, you know what I think it is? I think there's ego involved. There's ego trips that happen. People get to 200K, they're making more money than they've ever made, and they get big heads. And then they start thinking, no one needs to hear from anybody but me. And they're afraid to let anyone else in because they're afraid, oh, well, then maybe they'll like them better. Or I want these people doing exactly what I'm saying. You guys, this isn't a dictatorship. You're not a manager and you're not a boss. You're a coach. You're a mentor. You're somebody that is supposed to inspire other people, not bring them down. And I mean, I'll slowly watch leaders do that. And then I slowly watch their team members coming to me complaining. And the momentum goes away because these people get so down because they feel like they are being managed. And I think that it's so huge what you just said, what you just brought up.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
So I have another question for you because this one's for me. So I have been doing this 8.5 years. And sometimes I feel like, you know, in the beginning, people always say, oh, you know, you're 200K now. It's a piece of cake. People probably just walk up to you signing up. Okay, that does not happen. Nobody understands unless they're in Lavelle what that even means. It's not like I have a t-shirt on that says, I'm a millionaire. Come to me. I know what I'm doing. You know, if I'm out on the street and I meet somebody, they don't know me they don't know if I'm a 200K or if I'm a 4K. It doesn't matter to them. And it actually, for me, it was way easier in the beginning because I had such a huge market. Now, 8.5 years in, I'm always trying to think of new ways. How do I grow my market? How do I get this thing going? And social media has been kind of a struggle because I didn't get social media. Like I just pretty much started working social media in the last couple of years, but I still mostly run my business meeting people out and about. So how do you continue to grow your market and add new people and continue to, you know, keep your business personally thriving? Because I think what happens is so many people, they get into management mode. They get to that place, 12K, 40K, 80K, wherever that is. And all of a sudden they start looking at the people they signed to do it. Go do what you're supposed to do. And they themselves stop doing all the things that they're supposed to do to continue to grow. And that's like a death sentence. So how do you keep your market growing?
Awesome. Another great subject, because when I first started, and some of you maybe knew enough and maybe you've not even heard this term or maybe you had, but I didn't understand it. The first two conventions I went to through Lavelle, Lisa, I heard this. The same people that get you to 200K won't keep you at 200K. I was so confused about that because I'm thinking, why would people leave? What do you mean? Well, you know, we're got all kinds of team growing up. You know, I thought that was craziness. But I found out that's 100% true. And I'm going to be another real moment at you. I might punch some of you in the gut. But if you're a leader, if you're sitting there at 40K, 80K, 200K, maybe some 12Ks, normally this don't happen at 12K very often. If it does, shame on you. But 40K, it happens. 80K, it happens. And definitely 200K of I've arrived. You know, I've arrived and I'm at 40K now, or I'm at 80K, or even the 200K. Eventually, your team will go down 100% if you don't keep producing and you don't keep getting your people to produce, not dictating, not pushing them, because this, you know, the same saying, the speed of the leader is the speed of the pack. So here's the thing. If you're a leader that thinks you can jump in your team page and you do a call or a Zoom or a live or whatever you like to do, and you went, oh yeah, I worked today, I did a couple lives for my team, I'm good to go. You're not good to go. And I'm going to tell you right now, from being there 100%, you better get your butt back into action or you will wind up losing it. It's just going to happen. You have always have to remain in action. And something I do with my team, I actually don't mind sharing my PPA. There's a couple different reasons for that. I hold myself accountable. I want people that if I have a 3 PPA this month, I want them to see that because it makes me work harder. But also, I hear this a lot, Lisa, when I do share this, that a lot of your downline people, guys, like your exactly what Lisa said. So I'm just repeating her, I guess. A lot of your people that are new, just brand new, or 4Ks, maybe even 12Ks, they think we got it so easy that everybody comes to us and signs up. So when you show them your PPA, every time I do it, I get at least 5 messages going, there's hope for me. And I'll be like, why? And they like, I seen your PPA today, and I just was expecting it to be like 40 or 50. And I'm like, no, I have to work my butt off. I'm no different than you. And they just think that. And so they see it, and it honestly sparks them. They're like, so I have hope. My PPA is a 6. I'm beating you. Yeah, you're better than me. You're kicking my tail this month. And I'll tell them that. And man, it almost gives them new life, because they're sitting down there with the PPA and going, my PPA, I had a girl the other day message me and go, my PPA is a 9. I've never had it this low. I'm sucking. What do I need to do? And I said her mine was a 5. I went, you're better than me. Tell me what I need to do to get to a 9. And it just like, it just gave her, she was like, are you freaking kidding me? I'm like, yeah, how'd you get a 9? Well, and she started telling me, well, this is what I'm doing. I'm like, I'm going to start doing that, just to let them know that we don't have it all sunshine and rainbows over here. And I have to work daily. So what do? Y'all might have seen this on Paul. A few months ago, I sent this to him, but I have this card made. Where's my camera? Of my before and after. And then I have on the back, this is not a Lavelle card. There's nothing on here, Lavelle. It does not say Thrive. All it says on the back, getting my life back was the biggest blessing I could have ever asked for. I would love to share with you how I did it. And I have my phone number and my Facebook stuff on there, and I have my name. And I put, when you feel better, you do better. I pass these out all the time. If I'm at a store, I have them in my pocket. I have them right here in my car. When I get out to a store, I grab 5 or 6 of them, and I go into that store shopping or whatever I'm doing. And I just see people, and this is going to be hard for some people, but I'm going to tell you, get out of your comfort zone. If you want to succeed, this is things you got to do. You got to do things you're not comfortable with. Do I want to just go to the store all the day and pass out cards? No. But by golly, I do want to be a millionaire. I do want to provide my kids the best education they can get. I do want to have money in the bank. I can always go back and get a job and work my butt off for nothing. I can do that if I want. But going in and handing out this card ain't hard. Might be a little fearful for people at first, but I just see people in the store, and when I see them, I say, hey, I don't know what made me give this to you today, but I just seen you and felt like I want to give this to you. If you think I read the back of it, you think this can help you out, give me a call. If not, no big deal. And I just hand it to them and walk away. Or I see a mom with kids in the cart. The kids are all yelling, screaming in the cart or whatever. I'll be like, man, I bet you lack energy trying to keep up with them, don't you? And they're like, moms are always like, I never have energy. I'm like, something just told me to ask you this. I'm going to give you this card. I can completely change your life with this product that changed mine. If you think you're interested, let me know. If not, no big deal. And I just walk away. Now, some people do more. They try to get emails and they try to do stuff like that, but I don't do that. I just hand them my card. So that's one way I do it. Another way, Lisa, you say belly to belly. I had to start joining organizations. I joined golf clubs because I love golf. I'm an avid golfer. You have to get around people. Social medias, they're not flocking to us. They're not just coming to me, beating on my door going, hey, I want to buy your stuff. I want to join your company. No, it doesn't happen. You got to go get people. So I joined organizations. I joined I can't hardly say the word, but I go to organizations that people, that entrepreneurs, and I don't go there trying to recruit. I go there building relations, going there with excitement, going there in my car, going there letting me see that I'm a happy person. They wind up drawing to you and wanting to connect with you, and then you can do it. So most of my people that I've gotten lately have come from my golf clubs that I've just built friendships with. But the last thing I'll say on that, Lisa, is I do several things. I'm not a master at it yet because it's time consuming. But if you're trying to get new people, group pages, you got to find something you're passionate about and get in groups. Like I'm in several golf groups. And whatever you're passionate about, it could be knitting, it could be sewing, it could be mom with ball kids, baseball moms, whatever. Get in those groups. My wife's in some runners groups because she loves to run. And you have to become a person in that group that they know who you are. You're commenting on their stuff. You're commenting on congratulations, way to go, giving tips in the group. Hey, this is just something that I found that helps with my helps me get faster time, or this is a food that I found that's healthy for me. You know, I don't go in there promote and thrive in Lavelle because most of them you can't do that. But you have to become popular in those groups that they love you and they want to connect with you. And that's how you can get some more people also. So I got to take another drink. So you got one
I
more
love
question
that.
or are we good?
So, yeah, I was going to say I got one more question for you. And gosh, I appreciate you so much. Like, you are fire today. I'm like ready to go out and sign like
Nice.
50 people. So conference is coming up in Houston, Dallas. So my question to you is, how important do you think it is to get to those things? Because in my personal opinion, I mean, I have some 80Ks not going, a couple 200Ks not going. I don't know how to express to people how important it is, because I've literally watched somebody stuck for a year, sitting at 4K, get to an event like that, literally leave and go 80K, like within 2 months, because something magical happens. So, what are your feelings on that? Like, about going to
I'll
these?
just be honest with you. Man, I feel like I'm punching people in the throat. I hope your team don't hate me, Lisa, after I'm done. But
I do it all the
if
time. You're
you're
fine.
a high rank and you're not showing up to these things, man, this is so mean. This is so bad, but you're probably going downhill. And you better figure out a way to get your butt there. I don't care what you have to do, because, I mean, what are you supposed to tell your team? I mean, we all can have excuses why we're not there. Every one of us can make an excuse. So if you think that you're a leader and you got a good excuse of why you're not going, nah, it's probably not working unless you're going to have a baby that day or that weekend, or you got some major surgery, or your parents got some issues like that. They're having surgery. Okay, that may be acceptable. But I can't find a sitter, or I can't get there, or my kids have ball games that weekend. I don't know. We could go on all excuses. They're just excuses because you're not taking responsibility for your business. You're not taking. So if you're not showing up to those things and you're going to give excuses of why you're not showing up there, congratulations, because your team is going to follow you. Monkey see, monkey do. So if you're not going to go, they're not going to go. And then next year, when you decide next year, you know what, I missed this convention, I'm going next year, your team's not going to go. I'm just being honest, because you gave excuses last year. So they're going to give excuses this year of why they can't get there. So I went to a concert last night. Not true, but I did go to a concert last night, and it's not true. I didn't go to a concert, but I'm trying to give you a point here. I went to a concert last night, and man, this singer was so awesome. He was singing these songs. He was so good. We were all dancing and we were cheering. We was having fun. Man, it was really awesome. That's what your expression of trying to explain the convention is to people. I heard this guy up on stage, man, or this lady that just changed my life. What'd she say? Well, she said that if you did this and did that, that it would change your business. Oh, okay. You can't get goosebumps. You can't get excitement. You can't feel that fire if you ain't sitting in that room. There's no way you can go back and tell your team and fire them up. And I know I used to do it. I go convention, I come back and do a team live, team Zoom, and I'm all super stoked and they're trying to tell these people things, and they're like going, oh, that's cool. It ain't, I mean, it's cool to hear, but you got to feel it. You got to feel it down in your belly and want to go home and catch fire. Get to freaking convention. That's all I'll say about that. No excuses. You got to be there, and you got to try to, I know it's late now, but you can still make a push to try to get your people there. That's what I'd say about that, Lisa.
And everybody that's on here today, I mean, you're all fired up. I know you are. I am. And it's going to be like this with 50 Billies on stage, like continuously doing this for 2 days. It's like, how can you not want to be a part of that? And you just leave with a different sense. And it's so funny how we can say something over and over again to somebody, and then they hear it from someone else and it triggers them. It's that, it's so crazy how that works. I'm like, I'll have somebody come to me and they're like, somebody told me this. And I'm like, I've been telling you that for like 2 weeks. And they're like, well, I didn't get it like that. They just hear it different. And that's really what it is. You hear all these people, and it may be things you've heard before, but the way that they say it or the way they're doing it. And that's how it's been. It's been, getting on calls, going to these events, conferences, locals. Those things are so huge to get to, I think, because it may be one tip, one thing that you haven't tried yet that could change your entire business. I mean, that's how it's been for me. It's like, oh my gosh, I've never done that before. I need to go do that. And it's like, changes everything because it opens up a new window. I love, love, love that. Billy, I don't even know. Like, I wish I could talk to you for 5 more years just on a straight call. That would be pretty awesome. I could pick your brain forever. I appreciate you guys so much. We get paid today, and I always say we get paid twice on Tuesdays with this call and with payday. And I would rather not get paid and listen to you just this week.
That's sweet of you. Thank you very much.
That's how powerful you are. I just appreciate you taking the time away from your team and just pouring into all of us today. I know that you have definitely made a difference in my life, and I know everybody on here is doing the fire signs. Everybody's excited. But I want to thank you so much, and I cannot wait to see you at conference and hear you on stage. I know you're going to be fire. You always are. So thank you so much.
So much. Appreciate the invite. Come see me at convention. If you're there, please come up and say hi and tell me you're on Lisa's team. Let's give a hug and take a picture, okay?
Yes.
Right, bye-bye, guys.
Thanks, Billy. Thank you. Thank you, guys, for hopping on today. Everybody go check your paychecks in 4 minutes. I am so stoked. Billy has me ready to do this thing this week. You guys, these calls are amazing. Next week, we have Amanda Arnett, so you guys are going to want to get on that. I am super excited. She just hit the Millionaires Club. So exciting. And a lot of you guys don't know her full story, so I'm super excited to interview her next week, next Tuesday at 12 noon Eastern. Be here or be square. I love you guys. Have a good week.